Hey sports fans, it's that time again, and today we're going to be bringing you a video on the son of a three-time Super Bowl champion who very well could be on his way to the Hall of Fame one day. As the league's highest paid running back, this player also happens to be one of its most dangerous, and that player is Christian McCaffrey. Or should we say, all-world running back and definition of offensive weapon. In 2019, CMC became the third running back to record over 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season while putting together one of the most impressive seasons in NFL history. In an injury-shortened 2020 season, CMC looked ready to prove that having 1,000 by air and ground may be his new standard before injuries cut his season very short. Going forward, McCaffrey looks to continue his dominance and keep his name among the NFL's best. But how did CMC get to this level in the first place? Today we're going to be taking a look at the ridiculous workout routine and diet of this 24-year-old superstar and see what we can find out. But before we get into all of that, do me a favor and click that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to this channel so you can stay up to date on all of our content. All done? Alright, let's go. Let's get one thing clear. Christian McCaffrey didn't become the league's highest paid running back by accident. Since entering the league in 2017, McCaffrey has made defenses and the rest of the NFL frighteningly aware that wherever he's on the field, you have to be accountable of every blade of grass or inch of turf because of his do-it-all dynamism. At just over 200 pounds, CMC makes up for his lack of ideal NFL running back size with ankle-breaking agility and short area quickness that are both off the charts. While many peg McCaffrey as a scat back and capable of consistent early down work who couldn't run in between tackles at the next level, McCaffrey does this as well as anyone. McCaffrey attributes his unique skill set to starting young and having an NFL dad that made him work every area of his game early on. It's safe to say that whatever dad did worked, and now Christian is well on his way to a career that would trump his dad's and then some. But just how did Christian go from the running back many didn't think would succeed at the NFL level as a pure running back and only rushed for 3.8 yards per carry his rookie year to a guy who is a threat to score every single time he touches the ball? If you ask Christian McCaffrey, he'll tell you that all of his training is sports-specific. A three-sport athlete growing up, it's just the way he's always been. Now that his focus is solely football, McCaffrey focuses on things that would not only make him a better football player, but an elite running back. His key areas of focus are having quick bursts in short spaces and being able to have a lot of fast, explosive movements. You know, the things that make him a supremely elusive game changer that we all see on Sundays. CMC has a pretty regimented training schedule which helps him know exactly what to expect each week and also makes him focused on different areas of improvement on a weekly basis. To give you a better idea of just what McCaffrey's rigorous training schedule consists of, let's dive in. Christian McCaffrey gets in between 4 and 5 workouts each week. He kicks off his Mondays with agility and acceleration workouts, the things that make CMC the playmaker that he is. He says his agility work varies a lot, but for his exercises, he uses anything from cones, mini hurdles, cables, regular-sized hurdles, parachutes, and ladders. After that, McCaffrey will get in a 45-minute dynamic warm-up. To the uninitiated, a dynamic exercise is anything from knee hugs, quad stretches, and various lunges, to toe walks and head walks. After that, it's some Olympic lifts. Christian McCaffrey is a big fan of Olympic lifts and says those are some of his favorite exercises. He loves deadlifts, snatches, and cleans because they work on things he feels are springy and more explosive movements. On Tuesdays, McCaffrey straps on his cleats and hits the field and gets in some running back drills. All those fakes and spins you see out there on Sunday doesn't happen without McCaffrey's training on Tuesdays. McCaffrey plays like a Madden cheat code because he doesn't cheat himself when it comes to his training. That means he does these drills in high volume so his movements become more fluid and feel natural when he's out there on game day. After running through countless running back drills with or without cables, parachutes, and weighted sleds, it's on to some box squats, deadlifts, and some of the heavy work to add a little size to go along with that explosion. We know that McCaffrey is as nimble as they come, but he also wants to make sure he's able to absorb contact and deliver a little of his own when it's necessary. McCaffrey's Wednesdays are usually his rest days and days which he feels are just important as the workouts and training sessions because if the body isn't recovering properly after each workout day or each game day, then you can become more susceptible to injuries. CMC knows a thing or two about injuries after his 2020 campaign, and many think that his injuries he sustained in season were from his heavy workload regularly playing over 90% of the snaps on offense. In 2020, McCaffrey notably suffered a quad injury when coming back too soon from a high ankle sprain. Eager to get back on the field, CMC put his body in harm's way, so now he takes his recovery as serious as ever. This could include going to the chiropractor, a massage, cryotherapy, sauna, and a contrast bath. His recovery days help him to get back on track for training and the gridiron, so it shouldn't surprise anyone that spends several hours in recovery alone. On Thursday, though, you guessed it, it's back to it. CMC says his Thursdays are similar to his Mondays but are considered speed days. Instead of the lateral workouts, it's more about linear speed and explosiveness. McCaffrey will hit some sprints and various drills to get his short area bursts and long speed right. These are the sprint until you throw up and leg shake days. These days are torturous to Christian, but also why he's able to be patient and then hit those holes as soon as they open and be on to daylight in a moment's notice. If you notice, McCaffrey doesn't get caught from behind often, and it starts with the speed training. Fridays and his final workout day of the week are for conditioning work. Conditioning days might sound like more of a picnic, but are just as challenging because CMC is pretty much going non-stop. As we said earlier, CMC has a heavy snap count every week, and with those snaps come touches that are towards the league's high for his position every season. As McCaffrey's going to continue to get the volume he does as the Carolina Panthers centerpiece, then it shouldn't shock anyone that he goes berserk on his conditionings on Fridays. Since Friday's the final day, that means the weekend is just Christian getting ready for Monday all over again. This could involve some treatment if Christian needs it or some of the activities from Wednesday's rest day, but it all just depends on how McCaffrey feels. McCaffrey practices through some grueling weeks and is said not to know how to go anything but full speed, proof in his quad injury when he was rehabbing during the season that cost him significant time, so he usually opts for lighter weekends, so he might do less than Wednesday's rest day. But when it comes to what fuels all this work that CMC is putting in, the All-Pro has a personal chef to make sure all his cooking needs are taken care of. McCaffrey has allergies and sensitivities, so he tries to always stay mindful of them. Matter of fact, he gets blood work twice a year to see if any of his allergies or sensitivities have changed, and then gives this information to his chef. McCaffrey has an allergy-free pre-workout meal 2 hours before a workout, and that consists of egg yolks, because CMC can't eat egg whites, sweet potato hash, fruits, and some oats. A post-workout lunch for Christian is something like bison chili with potatoes mixed in with peppers and other veggies. And then for dinner, CMC will load up on lean protein, usually something like steak or chicken prepared in a variety of ways, his beloved sweet potatoes, or an avocado. His meals are pretty straightforward aside from the allergen concerns. He chases all that down with at least 1.5 gallons of water every single day. Christian says that one thing you'll get to know about him, whether he's training or lounging, is that he has water with him. After seeing his diet and exercise, the splash plays that you see on Sundays are hopefully a little less of a surprise given the amount of work Christian puts into his diet and exercise on Monday through Friday. What's lost in his regimented training work may be just how hard he trains, and if you think he gets to be the highest paid running back without working harder than most of the league, guess again. Alright sports fans, that does it for our time on Carolina Panthers superstar Christian McCaffrey and his ridiculous diet and exercise. As one of the league's premier athletes, it's always interesting to see how they work. When it comes to CMC, he puts in the kind of work that makes you think people will be working to stop him for years to come. Let us know what you think about his exercise and diet by dropping a comment, and if you're not already a subscriber, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. Until next time, sports fans.